Right, good afternoon, it's me again. I cannot believe that the first video has got 15 views. I am like really gobsmacked for that. Well, now today there is like the second video. Oh my god, it's quite intelligent. The point is that, well, I continue doing this in order to review, as I said in the first video. So the point is this, in this video I'm gonna talk about, of course, another book. Well, whatever. Imagine that you are a researcher, right? That you are so like famous and all that stuff. As good as I remember, it was like that. And suddenly a person invites you to make an important research. I think it was about blood or the gardens or something. I don't exactly remember. The point is that as you are so whimsical, so you accepted and you went there. It was a castle, I mean, in Transylvania. By this you may imagine what I'm talking about, which book. So suddenly you are there and you are not able to escape, like to flee. You cannot get away from that castle. Why? I don't know. I don't exactly remember. I think everything was closed, or there was something that didn't let me go. And one of the nights, you saw three girls that wanted to suck your your blood, right? They wanted to suck your blood, and you were like, oh my god, what's this? And suddenly the person who hired here appeared there in the middle and told them, hey, get away from here, because his blood is gonna be mine. After I use him, you may use him, but not before me, he said. So and then you wake up and you start feeling like weak, like weird and all that stuff, right? So of course you must know that I have been talking about Dracula. Well, it doesn't look properly. Look, Dracula from the master Bram Stoker. All right. The first time I listened something about this book, what that person said was kinda right, because it's like from a different age, a different time. What scared the people right in that time doesn't scare us right now. I mean, actually, if you see almost all movies, because I think that even the books, I don't know if there's someone who gets scared by books as I do. It'd be nice to know that person, but usually the people get scared by demons, by ghosts, by big monsters, but the monsters are not actually like Dracula, who was a count. He was like, even he was handsome, as good as I remember. He was pale and that stuff. So I think that the monster has to be something like really ugly. Like I don't know. Let's suppose that the people who haven't seen, who haven't read it, when they see the movie, they may think that it is the scariest thing ever. For example, there is this movie that I got afraid back then when I was like 8 years old, 13 Ghosts. That's what scares people right now. That's what scares people right now. But Dracula, I mean, that time it would be like really scary, a bit spooky. Well, not really spooky. Even if you try to read it, thinking about how it would be in that time, you'd feel spooky. I mean, actually, so people would say like, oh, come on, don't be so numb. I mean, if you were inside the castle, firstly, I wouldn't go to that castle. Well, but that's the boat. That was that time. What can I say? Even if it's a different time, even if it's a different way to narrate events, I think that Dracula is a really nice book. I mean, it's really entertaining. Even sometimes it turns to be a bit like long. It turns to be a bit difficult to read, and it's the same. It's because of the age. I mean, this is a real vampire. This is the one that's going to take you and take the guts out of you, something like that. Not like some vampires that shine. You know what I mean. You know who I mean. Yeah, right. So the point is that in the middle of the book, you may get like a bit bored in some times, but as soon as the action starts, you get in again, and it's really nice how he describes everything that happens and how the mystery about Well, of course, since the beginning you are gonna know who's the one that's making the crimes, of course. But how he describes it, you may think that, oh, is really that man the one who's making it, or is there any other vampire? And then you realize that there are others because of something he did, and so sorry for the spoiler. It was not my intention, but whatever. So the point is that even if it's a really, really old book, it could be really appreciated. I mean, it's really nice. As Dross, who was the one who recommended, and I follow his recommendation, as you have seen, this is the second one. He said that if you want to like presume, I think it's correct to say that, I'm not sure, I think it is. If you want to say like, oh look, I have read a book, a really epic book, Dracula is the one you may use for that. It's a book that you may feel proud of reading because of the fact that, as I said, it's really, really old, and I don't know, it's like the first assassin, the first serial killer, the first monster on the literature, I think. I'm not sure if it was even before Frankenstein. I'm not sure about that. So, well, the point is that Dracula is followed by a lot of people who want to kill him, who want to destroy him, and that's what connects the book, because there are different diaries. There is a diary of a girl, there is a doctor, the diary of a man who went inside the castle and wasn't able to escape, where everybody thought it. I said nothing. So the point is that there are different diaries that at the end, when they gather, they let you know how these stories are connected. How one of them asked for help, and they always say, oh, God bless us. And they say how to really kill a very powerful vampire. So that's like, I think that from this book is what is taken, the formulas are taken for the movies in which they say how to kill a vampire, right? The difference is that all the movies, they use like only one to kill him. You can use a silver bullet, silver knife, silver crucifix, etc. In here they have to use all of them. I'm not gonna tell you for what, but I think that they have spoiled a lot. Well, that's it. I think that's everything for this video. I'd recommend you a lot to read Dracula, as I said at the beginning, as I've said like 4 times. It's a different age, a different time. It's a different kind of literature. It's a different narration, but it's really bloody nice. So support it. It's really incredible, even if it's old. It's even this part that says, when the Count saw my face, his eyes blazed with a sort of demoniac fury, and he suddenly made a grab at my throat. I drew away, and his hand touched the string of beads which held the crucifix. It made an instant change in him, for the fury passed so quickly that I could hardly believe that it was ever there. It was what the book said behind. So I really recommend it. If you want to have fun, if you want to have a nice reading, even sometimes it can get a bit boring, read Dracula. Yes, read Dracula. But you have to bear in mind that you are back then, a lot of years ago. So you have to like imagine yourself being in that time, right? So goodbye. Oh well, I've seen that all people, even if they don't have a lot of subscribers or a lot of views, they say like that you have to subscribe or something. I don't know if I have to do it too. Okay, goodbye.